software. So once you open the part punya module, so ni you nampak simbol part punya module. So only the related toolbars will be displayed. So for example here, you have this features tab, sketch. You click the sketch tab, all the sketch option will be displayed, markup, evaluate, and so on. Okay, for today's session, we will only use the sketch tab. Okay, the sketch tab is used to create sketch before we create the 3D parts of the model. Okay, we start with sketch. So this is very, this is what we could say this is similar to the AutoCAD that you have learned in engineering graphics, whereby you only sketch. So sama lah dalam SolidWorks pun kita ada sketch punya function, which is almost the same lah. All the features lebih sama. You have lines here. You can do lines. You can create rectangles, circles, arcs, polygon, slot, spline, ellipse, and so on. Okay, so if you want to know what's the function and how to do the sketch, for example, if you want to know how to do circles, for example, you select circle with center. You you just move your cursor on the icon, and then it will be there will be some animation to give you some guidance how to use the function. Okay. So kalau tengok from the poll today, hanya seorang saja yang tak ada SolidWorks dalam today's class. Lagi 6 orang yang belum jawab. Most of you have SolidWorks, so that's good. Okay, so and then okay, and then when you enter sketch, you can see at the left of the browser or the windows, there are some kata model tree lah, model tree. So what is important is you have this plane, you have front, top, and right plane, and then this is the origin lah, the origin point. Okay, so when to do any sketches, first of all, you select any plane that you want to use. Okay, usually I choose front plane, but this one is up to you and depends on the project or problem lah. So any plane is okay as long as you select one plane before you start any sketch. Okay, so we will go straight into the exercise. Okay, you can work along with me, or you can just watch and then do the exercise later. It's up to you. So, but for this first, I hope you can we can complete this. For the first, I plan to do 2 exercises today. 2 exercises. The first one, and then later we will do the any one of these. So we'll start with this first sketch. Okay, so today's just sketches. Okay, kalau tengok in the first part ni, we have some block consists of lines and arcs only. There is only one arc. Most of these are lines. And then very important also to decide your origin point or 0, 0 point. Because when you do sketches, you must have the part must have reference to the 0, 0 point. So for example, you can choose this as 0, 0 point, or you can also choose this as 0, 0 point. Okay. Wherever you feel that it's very easy for you to start this one. Okay. Sama juga if you have this second part, you need to choose your 0, 0 point. Maybe this one, or this one, choose a suitable 0 point. For part number 4 ni, for example, okay, there are many curves and circles, arcs and so on. So you need to start to select a good 0 point lah. So maybe the center of this can be your 0 point, but kalau nak ambil dekat sini macam tak sesuai. Okay. So 0 point must be clear to you lah to start for the drawing. Okay, we go back to this component. So I will start with constructing this sketch, and I will take this as I will take this as my 0 point. This sebab ini kita ada gap ni, sebab ini kita ada gap, so saya ambil kat sini sebagai my 0 point. So go into SolidWorks. Okay, once you select the plane, to start the sketch, you click the sketch icon on the top left of the SolidWorks. So click sketch. So the plane will be flat in 2D environment. Okay. So what, because of our parts consist mostly of lines, so we can just select this icon lines. Okay. There are few option dalam line ni ada 3 variation of line. We have line, center line and online. So kita gunakan line. So just select line. So once you select, the cursor icon will be transformed or converted into pencil. Kalau you nampak you punya cursor tu dia bertukar menjadi pencil. Okay. And then you have at the left window, you have some current situation lah. It's a line and then you have the orientation and you can choose any option. So yang ini kita boleh biar saja because once we set enter line, we can start with clicking on the origin. So start pada click pada origin 0 point. So bila you nampak ada some orange or red dot on your pencil, so click left. So this will start your line and you can move the line in any direction that you want. But if you notice, once your lines is horizontal, it will there will be some yellow symbol there, horizontal symbol. Ini maksudnya your line is now aligned to the horizontal axis. If you move your cursor vertically, so you will come where your lines will be vertical to the axis. So you have a vertical symbol there in the yellow box. And then there are numbers. Numbers yang pertama tu ada dia punya length atau dimension dia. And the second numbers is the angle related to the 0 point lah. 0 point to the axis. Okay, untuk SolidWorks memang you tak boleh nak you hanya sketch in you hanya sketch roughly saja. Initially you just roughly sketch your part. For example, kalau based on the drawing tadi, we need a horizontal line. So the length tu kita abaikan dulu. We just click so that you create one line lah. So contoh saya escape. So sekarang ni kita dah ada satu line. So length of the line ni kita boleh modify kemudian. So kita hanya perlukan the shape tu. The shape tu is very important first. Okay. And then some basic mouse punya command. Nak gunakan mouse. So to zoom in and zoom out, you use the scroll mouse at the middle scroll tu. So to zoom in, zoom out. Zoom in and zoom out ni depends. The zoom in and zoom out point ni depends on your cursor. Contoh cursor you dekat atas ni, so dia akan zoom with respect to your cursor punya point. So kalau you punya cursor jauh, dia akan zoom dekat point sini lah. Kalau you buat cursor you dekat dengan part, so dia akan zoom point dia pada part tu. Okay, so kalau you nak move, you can move. You want to move your part, you can also use zoom in, zoom out at the different point of your cursor lah. So itu untuk zoom in, zoom out. And then satu lagi, kalau you nak move pun, you can use control button, hold, and then middle mouse button, drag to up and down, left and right. Sambil tekan control, sambil tekan middle mouse button, so you can move upwards, downward, leftwards, and rightwards. So ini untuk 2D lah. Untuk rotate nanti, okay, kalau untuk rotate boleh juga. For rotate, you just click middle mouse and then move your mouse lah, macam mana you nak rotate. Ini untuk rotate. And then kalau dah lari macam ni, you want to go back to the front plane punya view, you can change the view by clicking this view orientation icon. View orientation icon. So once you click, you pilih lah balik front. Ini top. You pilih balik front plane. So front plane dekat bawah ni lah. Just dah terbalik lah. Front plane, this one. You can click this button, and so this one is your front plane. So you just click this one, you will go back to the front view of your parts. Okay. So this is mouse button punya control. Okay. We continue with the parts. So according to the parts, we have this one, the horizontal line, and then kita ada satu lagi line, incline at certain angles. So we continue. So to continue, we just click back on the line. Then we continue from the end point here. Make sure the point is red. So we just zoom in to make the part smaller, and then anywhere it's okay. And then next we have arc. So untuk arc ni, you can also use line lah sebenarnya. Just bengkokkan sikit, something like that. Ataupun you can also use tangent arc. You can also use tangent arc by clicking this, and then you just roughly put the line lah. And then after tangent arc, you escape and then click back the line. Ataupun you boleh guna line juga lah sebenarnya. And then just straight horizontal line, and then continue with some incline line, and then continue with vertical line, and then horizontal to the left. The important is the shape first. The dimension tu tak perlu, you just letak je, tak perlu kisah lagi. Then vertical line downwards, and then horizontal line, then again vertical line, and then horizontal line, then some line incline upwards, and then some line incline downwards, and then horizontal line, then lastly, lastly you ada vertical line, then you ada ke kanan sikit, kanan, tapi you tak tutup lah, tak sambung semua. And then you click escape. Ini terlalu kecil, just ambil satu line lagi sekali. Okay, something like that. Okay. By default, sepatutnya you ada display of the sketch relations as well as sketch dimension lah. So by default you akan ada macam ni. Every line that you create, you should ensure, for example macam ni, ini simbol color green ni, data ni, ini maksudnya horizontal line. So this is horizontal line, so okay. So you should make sure that the lines yang mana yang horizontal perlu horizontal, yang mana vertical should be vertical. If not, you can always change the relation of the line. For example, kalau contohnya line kat bawah ni you tak horizontal, you can click this line, okay, and then you boleh ubah dia punya relation dia. Sama ada kalau you jadikan dia vertical, dia akan jadi vertical. Tapi nanti dia conflict lah. Kalau conflict dia tak betul lah. Kalau tak horizontal, you just click horizontal to make it horizontal. So ni kalau conflict ni saya delete satu. You can delete mana relation yang tak perlu. So once again, to change the relation of lines, if this line not horizontal, you can select the line and then choose the horizontal relation to make it horizontal. Okay. Okay, once you have your shape, you can use, you can modify the shape to meet your dimension, to meet the dimension in the drawing. So benda ni sebenarnya you boleh buat sambil you buat line ataupun you nak buat selepas you habis create all the lines. Up to you. Okay, so for example, saya baru nak start. So to create dimension, you just click the smart dimension icon. Aktifkan smart dimension icon. And then click the line that you want to measure. For example, this line. This line ni should be 60 mm. Okay, so this line ni start from the origin sampai ke hujung ni lah, before the incline line. This one 60. Okay, so far ada masalah? Satu lagi sebelum saya terlupa, we use millimeter unit. So make sure at the bottom right of your software, dia ada bagi satu unit dekat sini, mmgs. You can change your unit by selecting the correct combination lah. Meter, kilogram, second ada, centimeter, gram, second ada. But untuk mechanical engineering, normal parts punya size biasanya kita gunakan millimeter, gram, second. So you can change the unit by clicking at the bottom right of this software. So we use millimeter, grams, second, mmgs. Okay, so once you change your unit, you automatically exit from the sketch. So you nak masuk balik dalam sketch punya module, you klik balik pada sketch punya icon. Okay. Sorry, once you change the any setup and at the bottom here, you will be automatically out from the sketch module. So untuk edit balik sketch yang kita dah buat tadi, here on the left side of the window, this is your sketch that you have created just now. So you need to click this and you click the configure feature. Sorry, you click the sketch button. Okay, you select the sketch first and then you click the sketch button to go back into the sketch, to modify your sketch lah, sketch yang you dah buat tadi. Okay, so this one 60 millimeter, and then we continue with smart dimension for this line, and this one should be 100. Okay, and then for this arc, you have this angle 60 degree and 75 degree. So this angle, kalau you tengok dalam drawing tu, kita ada lines, dia punya reference lines. So we also need to create a reference line so that we can measure the angles lah. So to create reference line, first of all we exit smart dimension by clicking escape ataupun click back on the icon, and then we want to create reference line. So we select the line and then we choose center line, and then we click on the point to create one line vertical. Make sure it is vertical. Okay, so this is one line. Then click escape, and then another line. The line we select from this point to the point at the end of the arc. So this is another line, and then click escape. Okay, this center line is just a reference line, meaning that dia takkan keluar lah sebagai feature bila kita create 3D model nanti. And you can always change the center line. You can convert back into the normal lines by clicking the lines and then clicking this icon. So yang ini dah jadi line yang biasa. So kalau nak tukar balik jadi center line, just click and click this icon to change to the center line as a reference line. Okay, now we can measure the angles. So we go back to smart dimension and we click this line and then click the reference line. So automatically SolidWorks will change as a angle measurement. This one should be 60 degree. And then you have another angle, which is this one and this line. Okay, so this one should be 75 degree. Okay. So far, if you notice, once you define the dimension, the lines originally blue in color will change to black in color. So ini maksudnya lah, kalau black in color meaning that your line ataupun your part has been already the dimension is already sufficient. Tapi kalau blue in color meaning that the part still need dimension to be defined lah. If you click escape, you deactivate smart dimension and you select any point, left click and then you drag. So you can see that your part, your sketch can be modified. The shape of your sketch can be modified because there are still not enough dimension to define the shape. But on the black line ni, you dah tak boleh ubah apa-apa. Kalau you click on the any point on the black line, you dah tak boleh ubah apa-apa because you already defined the dimension. Okay? So this is also a way to notify you whether your parts is properly dimension or still under dimension. Kalau your part is under dimension, you cannot proceed with features. And then you akan nampak pada on the left window at your sketch here, you nampak ada bracket, in bracket there are minus sign. Ini maksudnya sketch you still not defined properly in terms of dimension. And so on lah, maksudnya sketch ni masih ada kekurangan yang you kena betulkan. Kalau ada tanda minus sign. So antaranya ni lah. You kena make sure all the lines is black. Okay, so we continue with dimension. Click back the smart dimension. Then we have this 50. So click back this as 50. And then you have this length. Actually, you have this length. It's not horizontal or vertical length, but it's a length, the parallel length lah. Kalau you tengok sini, bila you click and then you put in 150. Okay. Okay, and then next you have this angle. It should be 105 degree. So you click this line and click another line. You will change to angle measurement. So this one is 105 degree. And then this length, careful, it should be the not the vertical length but the parallel length. So this one should be 115. Okay. So, kalau you tengok you punya part ni macam dah lari sikit. So for this I will exit smart dimension first and then I modify this point, naikkan balik ke atas. Naikkan balik ke atas and then I continue with smart dimensioning and measure this line. This should be 75. Okay. And then this length should be also 75. Okay. Click escape to exit smart dimension. Okay, now we have this 25 length, which is should be the same with this side. So you can add a new relation. So macam you nak line ni, click this line and make sure your smart dimension is deactivated. So you click this line and then you click control, hold control button and click another line, which is this line. So now point ni you tak nak. So you have this line. Should be you should have these two lines. These two lines. So you want to input a new relation which is equal, equal length. You want this line to be equal length. So you click the equal button. So automatically these two lines will have a new symbol here, equal. So meaning that this line and this line is equal. Equal in length and so on. The vertical, the vertical. So that when you click back the smart dimension and you define this length, which is 25, so automatically the other side of this line will also follow this 25 length. So mana yang equal, you can create equal punya relation. And next is this length, which is 80. And then this length 130. If tersalah tekan tadi, so you can always undo by clicking Ctrl Z to undo, Ctrl Z to undo, and then click back this line to modify the dimension 130. Okay, and then this length, smart dimension, this length 175. Okay, and then as you can see in the drawing, there is some angle measurement here from a reference line. So we need to create another reference line. You click escape to deactivate smart dimension and then click center line to create the reference line. click the point, the starting point, and then make sure your line is vertically downwards, and then click left and click escape to deactivate the line function, line command. And then we go back to smart dimension and we measure from this line to this center line that we have just created just now, and put in the value of angle as 75 degree. Okay, and next what you have, as you can see, most of the lines now is black in color, only some lines still in blue. So you need to define the length of this line. So this one is 60, and then the length of this, the height of this line, so this is 135. And lastly, the length of this line, which is 30. Okay. So this, as you can see, uh, the lines are all now black in colors. Okay. So meaning that there are sufficient dimension already defined for this drawing. Okay, but to create, kalau kita nak extrude part ni jadi 3D, kita tak boleh lagi sebab line kita ni tak bersambung. So line kita ni tak bersambung. Kita line tadi. Kalau kita measure this length, ni yang ini tak bersambung lagi lah ni, tak betul lagi 21.6. So ini kalau keluar macam ni maksudnya make dimension driven, ini maksudnya we now in case of over define, the dimension is now over define, maksudnya kita terlebih define dimension. So kita tak nak lah macam tu. Okay, you can refer to the lecture slide at the last page. So this is what I have explained to you, the status of sketch. Underdefined meaning that you need dimension or relation to define your sketch. So blue in color is underdefined. Fully defined if all the lines is black. Overdefined if the line is red. Overdefined in case of you define over dimensioning lah. For example, the line here upwards is 80 mm and is horizontal. Line kat bawah pun horizontal juga. Line dekat tepi dua-duanya vertical, so this should be equal length lah sepatutnya atas dan bawah. Tapi bila you define the dimension downwards and upwards, so dia akan jadi conflict. Dia akan tanya you which one is driven lah. Driven maksudnya mana satu you nak guna sebenarnya. Yang mana yang ikut yang mana. So in this case actually you should only define only one dimension. So the other line will be follow the dimension. So in this case, actually the definition of line tu dah complete. Cuma dimension definition dah complete. Cuma sekarang ni kita, our line is not connected. So you cannot create 3D model from this sketch. So kalau nak create 3D model, we need to connect all the lines. So macam mana nak connect all the lines? Kalau dalam case macam ni, you can use here upwards. So you can use extend function, extend entities. Okay, and you select the lines. So automatically dia akan extend. Okay, automatically dia akan extend. And bila once your line is all connected, you will have this gray in color punya fill lah. Dalam ni akan ada warna lebih kurang kelabu macam ni. Ini maksudnya your sketch is ready to be extrude menjadi 3D parts. Okay, so this is important point, meaning that whenever you want to create 3D part, you must make sure all your lines, all your drawing is connected, close line. Okay. Cuma dalam case ni, you punya dimension dah lari. Sepatutnya kat bawah ni 30 plus 10 plus 60 should be 100. So we try to click escape to deactivate the trim command. So click this dimension and click delete to delete the dimension. So we define another so we define from this point to this point, kita define a new dimension. Okay. So dan ini another window pop up. This means that our line is overdefined. So we click close. Actually, sebab apa dia jadi overdefined? Sebab sebab this one this angle dengan this line ni sebenarnya kita boleh abaikan salah satu. So saya akan abaikan yang ni, saya akan klik this line and klik delete. So I delete this measurement and I once again I measure this line. Okay, and then I put this as 100. Okay. Because this arc actually dia dah define lah. Dia dah define by this 75 degree, this point and this point, and then you dah define 50 degree kat sini, 50 millimeter kat sini. Okay, so and then we miss one other measurement. Bagi kalau you tengok ni ada color, we miss one measurement kat sini, which is the radius. So we can measure the radius here. Tapi dia dah dimension driven dah. I think okay, I think this angle pun you tak boleh nak masukkan ni. So we just click the angle measurement and click delete. Then we measure back this 120. This one is 120. Okay. So you can check. Okay. Okay, kalau you tengok kat sini, apa yang saya buat ni dia bergerak lagi. Because actually what I miss here is that because kita dah extend tadi, we have now lost the relation between the component with the origin point. So we need actually we need a dimension from the origin. So we need another dimension from this line to this line. Okay. So this one should be 60 tadi saya letak. Okay. So now barulah you punya komponen black line, semuanya dalam black line. Okay. So that's why I said the selection of origin point is very important. Yang ini kalau saya follow the original drawing, dia ada gap. So bila ada gap, saya start with the origin. Tapi once we have connect, kita dah sambungkan dia. So the measurement from the origin tadi saya dah buang, so menyebabkan dia blue in colours. So we must have uh, measurement from the origin point, 0, 0. Okay, any question so far? So this complete the first sketch. Tak ada soalan? Semua boleh buat? Okay, selain daripada tu, ada soalan? Tak ada? Okay, so kalau okay, tak ada, good. Selain daripada tu, once you have finished this, you can also, katakanlah you rasa you punya dimension ni semua dah betul, so you tak nak serabut, tengok banyak sangat dimensioning and relation, you can switch off the display by clicking the view button and then hide show, and you can hide your dimension by clicking this sketch dimension, so dia akan tutup dimension. You can hide the sketch relation yang warna hijau so you can switch off sketch relation, and then kalau you tak nak tengok yang tengok, you tak nak tengok the lines access, you boleh offkan access lah. Tak nak tengok origin, kalau nak tengok origin you can switch on the origin and so on. So usually bila dah habis ni kita just nak tengok ni, so you can switch off the display that you don't want to see lah. By default we will show the sketch dimension as well as the sketch relation. Ini ketika kita sketch. Okay, once you finish you can save. So before you save, you can see that on the left side of this model, your sketch now dah tak ada minus sign, meaning that your sketch now is complete. So you can exit the sketch by clicking this button, exit sketch, ataupun you boleh juga tekan pada icon dekat atas ni, top left, yes, exit sketch. So once you exit sketch, dia akan jadi macam ni lah. Okay. So yang ini, so dia dah ready untuk kita extrude. So for today kita tak extrude lagi because today we only do the sketches. Okay, so please complete the first exercise. We will take a 10-minute breaks. Okay, at the same time you can try or practice with this first exercise. Okay, otherwise you can take 10-minute breaks and we will continue back at 10:05 AM. So if you have any question, I'm here, so you can still you can unmute yourself kalau you ada apa-apa nak tanya. Okay, so we'll take 10-minute breaks. Meet again at 10:05 AM. Thank you.